I'm your Welcome to the regular journey for X-Files episode 10, undisclosed location 3 weeks ago. Do I ever hate this job? Hate. Oh, but Rochelle, you're making so much money. Yeah, great, fine. I get to support my kiddos, save for the college, and then some. But I'm also stuck in the basement of a sad-looking, mind-numbing data work. In my corner of the basement of the sad is a little office removed from where the test subjects are tested on, which I'm thankful for. But it's just 2 desks and me. And sometimes Brad at the other desk, which is worse than being alone.
Hey, Rochelle, where are you at with the new batch of test results?
Where I'm at right here working on, Brad. Brad. Always on my case. Like I don't get my work done. Like I need his stress and his quart of cologne.
Well, we've got 2 more coming your way, come on. We need to hustle, taking a new package out to the bosses tonight.
Okay, thanks. Yep, I know. On top of it.
It's just really important, and I need you to know that.
I do know it. Thank you. I give Brad a smile, like I'm smiling, but the smile really means get lost. It gives me a stern nod, like, okay, get to work.
What about the thumb drive, the one about the house sauce results? Is that one done at least?
It's on the corner of my desk. That's looking right at it. He knows it's the one with the blue smiley face. He makes me hand it to him. Finally, Brad leaves. So obnoxious. Must think I'm the unintelligent one. How that guy scored himself a doctorate, I'll never know. I wish they'd just let me wear earbuds. Sometimes I hear their work through the door. Sometimes I hear screams. I hate this job. In fact, I hear screaming right now. Doing this for the kiddos, Rochelle. The kiddos. Now there's 2 people screaming? The heck? I've never once looked in on their tests, but something doesn't sound right. So I get up and peek out into the corridor.
Want to know my full capabilities, Doctor? Is a taste.
I gasp and slam the door shut before I can see much. Was that the subject? Was it a Scottish accent? Was he using a bone saw? It doesn't matter. More screams and shouts. Sound of struggle. I can't run for it. I'm trapped, and there's no lock on the door. Wedge the door. I look around and spot some metal 3-ring binder. If I shove them under the door real good, the 2 of them just barely fit under. I kick at them with one of my heels until it feels like it won't budge. Then the other. Not good enough. I need to hide. The only place is behind my desk. Its back is flush with the floor, and it sits away from the wall. I hurry over, climb in. It's snug, but there's just enough room. A loud thud. Is that a gunshot? Another? No, it's someone pounding against the door. Thud, thud, thud. And then the scoffing sound of the door being forced open. My God. I close my eyes tight. Silently pray. I just want to go home to my kiddos.
Hey. Let me behind the desk. You gotta, please.
Brad, you idiot. What was he thinking? He's gonna get me found. Shoo him away? I don't want to make any noise, so I look at him. The hell are you doing, Brad? Looks back like I don't know what else to do. Brad shakes. He's desperate. Doesn't know what to do. He makes a commotion sound like he's hiding under his own desk. Brad's cursing. I've never seen him curse before. He indicates he isn't happy with his hiding spot. He makes more damn noise. I hear Brad run out of the room. He shouts no a couple times, then there's a familiar sound I can't place. Just screaming stopped. I hear what sounds like fire and some moans. The Scottish guy says something like, I'll be back for you. My heart pounds, my toes to my ears. I'm crying, but trying not to whimper. I hear bare feet slapping the ground. It's getting closer, and as a picture fell from my desk. The kiddos. No sound, no more footsteps. Is he looking for me? Would he even think anyone's in here? I'm trying not to breathe. I don't want to die. I don't. It's then I feel it. Someone's watching me. I crane my neck and freeze when I see it. Man's arm is on fire. He doesn't seem to care. He smiles. Oh, you wouldn't happen to have a smoke now, would you? I think I opened my mouth to speak, but I don't hear anything come out. Oh God, Damon, Ricky. Love you, kiddos. No, didn't think so. Scottish guy tilts his head, scowls, pointing his flaming arm right at me. I hate this job. Special Agent Aaron Fulton. Baltimore, Maryland. Now, you've been burned. Literally. Cecile Levelli, a merciless killer and subject of an X-File who went missing in 1993, has resurfaced. Levelli is an arsonist and allegedly able to control fire with his mind, hard to deny after you saw him hurl a fireball at Agent Dexler. Dexler got cuts from leaving through the window, but at least she got out of there before it became an inferno. Unlike you. Fortunately, the flame-resistant gear Dexler borrowed from her firefighter pal worked. Unfortunately, it didn't cover every inch of you. Maybe you wouldn't be so bad off if you hadn't jumped through the window with the burning drapes. Or maybe you'd be dead. The burns aren't great, but the doctors are more worried over how much smoke you breathe in. Not much, luckily. As at Stanford, you could have died from carbon monoxide poisoning. Yesterday, you could have died from carbon monoxide poisoning. It's almost quaint, though, a thought compared to the knowledge that Cecile Lively was within reach, but got away. You got close enough to tear his spec jean pockets and snatch a slip of paper. Dexler has it now, but you forget what it said. You've started to speculate on Lively's next steps when Dexler appears. You're surprised she's not wearing a hospital gown. Can I just say that I'm getting real tired of these cases landing one or both of us in urgent care? What's the status? Any word from your magic bullets contact? Any leads on Lively? Dexter's eyes you with a mock suspicion. I get the feeling you might have some questions, but I'm not entirely sure. I've been lying here with nothing to do but think about the case. I can tell you haven't heard from Hey Guys. Now, you know as much as I do. I briefed Skinner on our encounter. He's on his way. I'm sure he can answer the rest of your questions. Lively claimed he was in prison for 25 years, tested on by the government-funded scientists, only to be released by the magic bullets. The childish hackers wanted to make Lively kill for them, like they did with the Martin Sneeberg Jr. in Philadelphia. Lively has other plans. He wants revenge on Agent Mulder and Scully for his quarter of century of captivity. He wants it before he's dead, which he will be soon. Lively has killed 4 people so far, that much you know of. To get what he wants, last night he tried to make it 6. You'd like to stop him. All you can do is wait for Skinner. Dexler takes a seat and falls silent. Stays that way for a while. You decide to enjoy the silence. You rest your eyes and try to relax. The ivy drip makes it easier. But creeping thoughts of that inferno have other plans. You try to imagine a better outcome, one where you tackle Lively, but you both burst into flames as he laughs. You think about relaxing at home, but it becomes engulfed in a blaze. Even your foster parents' home isn't safe from your mind. You shut out your thoughts of anyone you care about. Now you're floating in space, unable to combust. And you're finally at peace, out in the vast, cold void. That's when Skinner arrives, and you're plucked from your soothing mindscape. This isn't how I wanted you two to find out that Dexter's source was right. Still good work. It was Special Agent Dana Scully who gave us the idea of where to look for Lively, sir, by suggesting we check the last victim's spouse. I know, but you did the legwork. You found and confronted an extremely dangerous murder. I'm impressed. What's happening now? I assume the rest of the Bureau knows about Lively? They do. And, knowing what he wants is going to help us formulate a plan to stop him. You haven't said we're suspended yet. How did your superiors respond to your sending us out behind the FBI's back? The only reason we still have the jobs is that you delivered results. I was already in the doghouse, now I'm in the outhouse. We have Gregory Pierce to thank, too. He backed me up in full, putting his reputation and federal contract at risk. Skinner's being awfully nice. Is it because you stuck your neck out on his say-so? Because you're in the hospital again? Or something else? So the X-Files are kind of a laughingstock now. Suddenly everyone in the FBI accepts the existence of pyrokinesis?
They accept that Cecile Lively is real. They know his murders and the threat he currently possesses. I doubt they buy anything else about him. Considering he's an old, cold case, and Mulder and Scully are his targets, the X-Files unit has been brought in on the manhunt for Lively. Instead of where he is now, I'm focused on where he came from. This facility he supposedly was tested in. What do you know about it?
Recall his words. All we know about it is what he said. Sounded like a biology lab as much as a torture chamber. He made it sound government-run.
Black site. I wouldn't say that's impossible, but I also have a hard time taking Lively at his own word.
Well, then take me at mine. I could easily see the lab I saw in Alaska being used in that way. The thing I encountered there used to be a person. Skinner obliges with a grim nod. He doesn't want it to be true, but he sees the logic of it all. I've been thinking why he chose the Baltimore field office to try and find Mulder and Scully. At first I considered tactical advantages over other locations, and then I remember his health. He's in bad shape. I think he picked Baltimore because it was closest. I think he was interred in Baltimore. And start there. Skinner tenses. You wonder what stupid thing you said to set him on edge like this time?
It's good thinking, Agent. But I need to make sure something clear. The case belongs to Mulder and Scully. They're back from their last case. They're seasoned, and they're not in the hospital. So they're taking point.
I get it. You need them at the center of this. If that's the case, fine. Consult them. Don't put them in charge of a case where they're being hunted.
I'm not sure it's news he wanted from me, but we're going to catch him. Thanks to the two of you.
What does that mean for us now?
You'll be assisting Mulder and Scully as needed. But not until you've been released and gotten some rest. Dexler, you're free to go.
Good. Because this right here, this isn't what I signed up for. Dexler stalks out of the room. You get why she's wound up, but it would be nice to read her mind right now. See what she's planning. But your head starts to swim a little. You still need bed rest before you can say goodbye to Skinner. You're closing your eyes. Special Agent Dexler. When I reach the car, which Baltimore PD has graciously towed to the hospital, I just about put my fist through the window. We risk our lives, careers, finding Lively, and get a pat on the back and an invitation to watch from the sidelines. As I turn the engine over, I realize Agent Fulton needs a ride back to D.C., so I text Skinner to take care of it and go. I consider how on point Fulton was when he said we can only trust each other. It does feel like no one else has our backs. There's no way I'm going to sit back and wait for Mulder and Scully to come to us. So as soon as I'm home, I text Hey Guys to call me. Last we talked, Hey wouldn't cop to the Magic Bullock's involvement in Lively's reappearance. You'd better now. The phone rings, I answer.
Hey, I was wondering when you'd be in touch. You were out of the hospital. I would have reached out, but I didn't want to be more stalkery than usual. I just want to say I'm really sorry what happened to you and Agent Fulton. It was not my intention to have Lively attack you.
That's not what Cecile Lively told us right before he tried to fry me. He knew who we were because you guys had us on the kill list.
That wasn't me. It was another Magic Bullet. He tried to make Lively be an instrument of revenge.
Tell the Magic Bullet associate and... I want this hacker pal of yours. Anything I can use to put him away. You're giving it to me now.
I'm working on their info, but this stuff takes time. I've got honeypots out there with some malware to draw them in and snag their data.
You'll understand if I tell you your word's not quite good enough, especially after Lively.
I'm trying to earn your trust. I know I messed up, but Man, I really don't know how to explain this, but here goes. Two of the others, Horror and Fleekachu, were beefing over who's got the best first-person shooter pro team. And you know what swatting is?
It's where you fake an emergency at someone's residence to get a police assault team to raid the place because you're an idiot harasser.
Yeah, that. Horror thought he'd swat Fleekachu's team using Lively in place of the cops. He gave Lively a list, saying the players were dudes behind his incarceration.
I mean, Fulton. Lively said we were at the end of the list.
Yeah, the rest of us didn't know anything about Horror's plans until Lively was sprung, and he had seen through Horror's ruse.
How did Lively know the targets weren't legit?
The first address was a dorm. I mean, what an idiot. At least Sneeber up there has the leverage. Lively's just gonna do what he wants now.
You admit involvement in Sneeberg's case? Thank you for helping us with him. Every death is on you. The magic bullets are responsible for almost a dozen deaths that we know of, and you just said that yourself you're responsible for the magic bullets.
You know, I don't feel good about this. I wouldn't have contacted you if I was okay with it.
Or maybe I'm your contingency plan. You can make it look like you were trying to stop it in case you're all busted.
Actually, that's a pretty genius idea. I mean, for an evil mastermind, that's just a dude in a horse mask. I swear, this isn't what the magic bullets were founded for. It's not why we bootlegged the X-Files. It just isn't. Are you familiar with the lone gunman?
Lumian, how about you pretend I haven't?
Oh, I better be pretending. How would you be involved with the X-Files and not know the mind reveals? Long story short, they were 3 guys dedicated to uncovering the secrets that the government's been trying to hide for decades.
Yeah, there were 3 people that teamed up with Mulder and Scully.
Aliens, crop circles, secret societies, chupacabras. They got into it all. People called them conspiracy nuts, but they were really in it. Lone gunmen were so good even Mulder and Scully consulted with them many, many times.
And where are they now, these lone gunmen?
I used to believe they faked their deaths like Elvis did, till I read the X-Files that they died. Anyway, they used to have a newsletter called Lone Gunman. In its earlier incarnation, they called it Magic Bullet. I started the Magic Bullets IRC chat channel as a fan of the Lone Gunman. That's all it used to be, just us fans. We all had the meta-conspiracies about the conspiracies they'd write about. We didn't all believe, but we all admired them and it was fun.
What happened? Was it their deaths that changed things?
Plot's part of it. Then there were the new guys like Horror who made the chat room an unpleasant place. Old-timers left in disgust. I'm the only original Magic Bullet left. It was my channel, my devotion, and Look, I got along with the newer crop. They were hackers, misfits like me. They didn't want to take crap from anyone, and they had cool stories and ideas for mostly harmless pranks. But the X-Files, they knew they wanted to do stupid crap with them. But I felt like once we had the files in our digital hands, then I'd show them how we could be like the lone gunman. We could judiciously inform the world and maybe even help you guys.
Noble but short-sighted. You should have disbanded. You're not like the gunman. The lone gunmen weren't always on the right side of the law. They were hobbyists, harmless activists. You're criminals.
I'm trying to do what's right, Agent Dexler. Yes, on my terms, but it would be very easy for me to just disappear and never call you again.
Why didn't you start by telling me about the facility you busted Lavelia out of?
Again, I had nothing to do with him. I don't have the first clue about any of it.
Don't give me that. Hey, you have access to unredacted X-Files.
I know, I looked. There's nothing. I don't know where the Horror found out about it, but I'm not giving up. The only thing all the Magic Bullets have in common is our massive egos. They'll want to show off. I just need to find the right button to push.
Then find it.
I feel like a fool, you know? Worse than all, I'm sorry I came to you like something out of a spy novel, okay? I'll fix this.
Phone goes dark, and I'm concerned. Lively is an immediate problem in need of a solution, but I get the sense that everyone's at the wheel and none of us can see that we're asleep. How could no one know where Lively was kept? If it wasn't in classified X-Files I can't access, then Skinner probably doesn't really know. I need to get out of my own head, and I realize I haven't seen Caitlin in a while. So I text her and ask her to meet me at my favorite hangout. I drink sparkling water as I tell Caitlin about the latest case, tactfully leaving out the "hey guys" and that I'm working on my own time. Caitlin's quiet through the whole thing, sipping her beer. After I'm finished, she says nothing. She just observes me, curiously. I can't believe it. I've actually rendered you speechless. Oh, I've got several speeches queued up. I've just decided where to start. There's one thing I kept coming back to. You've been hospitalized 3 times in 3 cases, Jess. My partner got the worst of it this time, but yeah, not fun. No, definitely not fun. And not exactly common for a field agent, much less a rookie. I don't know if I'll ever understand your crusade, but I know it's important to you. That said, it's too much. The whole thing, looking for monsters, aliens, and whatever, it really is worth the toll it's taking on you. It's important. Most of the FBI is like you. They don't get the X-Files. They dismiss it, laugh at it, all the more reason for me to be out there. You might not believe, you might not want to believe, so what? It's all still out there, Caitlin, and I've got battle scars to prove it. When I joined the Marines, I knew I'd risk my life to protect others. This is the same thing. We have saved lives. There's no denying your cases have dealt with legitimate crimes, so yeah, I don't know, Look, I'm worried, is all. I don't want to see my best friend trampled, ripped apart, frozen, asphyxiated, all cut up, deep-fried. You know, I'd take a bullet for you, right? Anything, I'm here. A thought about Caitlin occurs to me for the first time. She has access to the FBI's databases. I put it aside, but it keeps resurfacing. Despite my research into Skinner and Pierce, I'm still in the dark about them. Knudsen, too. Any leverage Caitlin found on them could prove useful in theory, but at what cost of our friendship? Do I even want to know? Thanks, my good friend. Research an FBI VIP for me. And now you say anything, but what if I wanted you to do a full record search on someone? Caitlin's eyes widened. She could hardly believe her ears. I'd say there's a chance I'd get caught, but if I did get caught, there's a good chance I get canned and maybe even locked up. Never mind. I don't want you to risk it. Forget I asked. Thank you. For a second, I thought you were gonna bat your eyes and plead. That would have given me nightmares. Hey, I'll have you know, I give a good eye bat. You forget I saw you try it on a bouncer when you forgot your ID that time. Halfway decent, at best. We have a good laugh at my expense, and I let it go. I buy Caitlin another beer to assuage my guilt from having gone down that road at all. As Caitlin tells me about a super awkward date she had, I try to keep my work thoughts at bay. I'm mostly successful. Walking from the ride chair to my front door, I hit a wall of exhaustion. Once inside, I don't turn any lights on. I kick off my shoes and let my body go limp on the bed. I sleep like a champ, but wake up in the morning with a vague recollection that I dreamed of a fire. I expect to be the only one in the office, but Fulton's there. You're out already. I convinced him to release me early this morning. Showered and everything. Yeah, but should you be out yet? Oh, nothing more they can do for me, really. I can only apply ointment and change dressings all on my own. Except for the ones you can't reach. There's a knock on the doorframe. It's special agents, Scully and Mulder. We're not interrupting, are we? Having never met him in person, Scully and Mulder introduce themselves to Fulton and inquire after his health. While Fulton engages in professional small talk about his intern days, I see it in his eyes. He's gauging them. Are they trustworthy? Mulder turns to me and cocks his head back. His dry, amused smirk takes me back to a strangely simpler time. Private Dexler, what have you gone and done with your life that you ended up here of all places? Be nice, Mulder. If anything, it's our fault for not scaring her away. Blame the mucus man. Good to see you both. Joke with him. Good to see you both. It was like a million years since I last saw you two guys. Too long. Oh, if only the circumstances weren't too familiar. Heard you got cut up a bit. You good? Just some stitches. I'll get over it. I want to make something clear. Tracking down Lively off the books and confronting him was a really dangerous move. It took courage, intelligence, dedication. I think I speak for both of us when I say we owe you one. Oh, well, you can tell Skinner and Pierce to let us do our jobs. It can feel good to stick your neck out, succeed, and then be sidelined. We sympathize, but this is for the best. It's us to see the Lively ones. We can't, in good conscience, have you in harm's way. That's why we're taking point. let them continue. I decide there's nothing to really say on the matter. I get it. I still don't love it from our end of things, but I get it. So what's the plan? We're holding a news conference about the murders and the manhunt for Lively. Mulder and I will be front and center. More than a bit outside the norm for us, but the intent to get Lively to come to us. Won't he see that you're trying to lure him in? We'll be at least a little subtle about it. He's coming for us one way or another. This way we control the circumstances. No civilians, lots of backup. It makes sense, but you should know he thinks he's dying. He has nothing to lose. He could go suicidal. Agreed, this is dangerous. Seems like a solid plan. I hope it works. I'll be crossing my fingers for you. We were told we'd be assisting in some way. What do you have for us? Scully and Mulder share a look. This may be the first they're hearing of our involvement. We'd like you to stay available for consultation and intel. Your encounter with Lively, your investigation, it's all useful to us. But you won't need to come to Baltimore for that. You should both be on mandatory medical leave, technically, so it's probably best if you stay behind. We'll be coming or calling on you. Again, we don't take your contributions lightly. The wave, Scully and Mulder depart. Look over to Fulton, thoughts roil behind his eyes. Crossing your fingers, huh? About all they think we're good for right now. We can't just sit here. Something more proactive needs to be done. Are you up for it? I'd be amazed you're even out of the hospital. Are you sure you wouldn't be running around? Don't worry about me. Here's my take. Sneeber got away. Magic bullets are still out there. It was Pierce who stopped Hashtag. We got schooled by Lively. We need a win. Not for our egos. Possibly for our careers. But most importantly, to prove ourselves that we can do this damn job. I don't want to go get in Mulder and Scully's way, but I don't want to hang back either. I suggest we find the faculty where Lively was held. It might not lead us to him, but it's someplace to start. And finding it matters. We need to find it anyway. If we don't look for it, I get the feeling that no one else will. I was thinking the same thing. Before you asked, my informant claims he doesn't know anything about the facility and is looking into it. And I guess we'll just have to rely on good old investigation luck work. Start out in the office, poring over the case file, looking for new information on anything we missed the first time around. Any reported sightings have been investigated, dismissed, so next we connect to the Baltimore PD crime database. We look at the fire reports and find among a sad number of kitchen fires a few possibles. We take down the addresses. Assuming Lively has little to no money, we look to that. Satisfied we have something to go on, I drive up to Baltimore. Thankfully, Fulton doesn't have a freak out this time. On the way, Fulton maps out the arson and robbery locations on his phone, along with the Baltimore field office and the murders. There's no real relationship I can figure out between these possibilities and where we know Lively been. Still, I wouldn't discount them. You know, we really should talk about what to do if we cross him again. Tactics. Last time Lively caught us off guard, but even if we get the drop on him, we have to be more careful. Kill on sight. If you see him, you take a shot. You take it. Even if you come up from behind and he's eating lunch, shoot to kill. Straight up assassinate him, you mean? Hell yes. He's a killer who's too dangerous to subdue. He made it sound like he's bulletproof. I think he was bluffing, but considering what he can do, only one way to find out. And you need to make sure you're in close. And what if we don't get the drop on him? Hopefully we'll be somewhere roomier than last time, so we can offer him two distinct targets. Fulton's phone starts to buzz and chime. Ah, crap. Huh, what's wrong? Stacy's calling. I haven't been home in 2 days, and I guess I kind of flaked out on texting her back. Talk to her. Well, then answer it, for crying out loud. She probably thinks you're in a morgue. I'm not about to have a conversation that's going to become with you sitting there. Dude, come on, it's me. Don't leave her hanging. Fulton shrugs his casual agreement and answers the call. He speaks quietly, frequently cutting out during appeals for calm and pleas for understanding. I try not to eavesdrop. After a couple of minutes, Fulton's done with the call. It doesn't end abruptly. He doesn't say anything, and I don't ask. We reach our Baltimore stop. A torched brownstone near Lively's murders. I cut the police tape, turn on my flashlight, and step in. It's a total loss. Cinders, husks, remnants of lives once lived, but there's nothing else, or either way, to say Lively was here. Our next stop is the corner store. The young cashier wasn't the one working yesterday, but he tries to be helpful. He shows us surveillance of a man in a cap, sunglasses with no defining features. The clerk on duty argues with the unarmed man, who grabs a lighter from the counter. Flicks it to life. He speaks calmly to the clerk for several seconds. The flame grows. Terrified, the clerk gives in, opening the door and offering the contents. The robber takes the cash, along with some snack food, and goes. With a fairly sure positive, we get back into the car and Fulton looks at his incident report map. We're kind of far from the Baltimore field office. Pretty destitute area, single-family homes. What look like old industrial buildings. Industrial. That's probably where we're gonna look. Yeah, maybe. Dexler, let me ask you something. Are you scared? A little. I mean, sure. Anytime my life could be on the line, I get a knot in my stomach. Why? That freak out I had in the car. I let Lively into my head. I know it wasn't real, but my mind doesn't care. I keep seeing myself on fire. Lively laughing at me. Can't shut it out. And then I actually met him. I've been close to death more times than once in my life. But in that burning house, before you sprayed the window, I was sure it was over. I want to confront him again to stop him, but I also really don't. Get your head right. Hey, if we come against Lively, your life isn't the only one on the line. I watched a friend of mine get dissolved by a monster because he freaked out. If he'd had to act as together, we'd be alive today. So whatever you're got going in there, you better get over it quick. Do you understand? Fulton's defensive grimace becomes something I haven't seen from him before. Utter respect. All even. Yeah. Yes, I hear you. Crystal clear. If at any time you don't think you're up to it, you have to tell me, because now I'm worried your head won't be in it. I've got your back, Dexler. Don't doubt it for a second. We're in this together. I let a soft relief. I believe him, but I'm still gonna have that concern rattling around until I see him prove himself. I drive us to the industrial parks. We slowly pass dead factories, dreary warehouses, not a sign of life anywhere. It's a slog that drains any optimism I feel from our positive hit. Empty, quiet, dark. Wait, stop, back up! Carefully, I back down the alley between what looks like to be two abandoned workshops. Fulton points. It's a door. We step out to look. It's not just any door, but a reinforced steel door with a security camera over it. Focus my flashlight on the handle. No keyhole or card access. Fulton lifts the metal cover over an unassuming utility box. He looks perplexed. There's a hand scanner. Power's on. Pretty high tech for a place like this. Not sure how we get in. We can call in the address, see what we can find out about this place. I got a whiff of something about the door. An acrid smell like burned chemicals. The door isn't sealed. I try. It's unlocked. I shine my light inside. The short entryway leads to a downward staircase. No lights or signs of life. Whoa, that smell. Okay then. This has got to be where he escaped from. You ready? He could be here. It's possible Lively is here. We have to be careful. We don't want him getting the drop on us again. With a dense jaw, Fulton acknowledges my warning. I draw my weapon, head inside. The smell is potent, unsettled mix of scorched materials reaching the top of the stairs. I spot charred remains of a person. It looks like he was in agony, trying to climb up the stairs on all fours. My stomach lurches. With the flashlight guiding me, I carefully navigate the steps until I reach an open steel door. There's a light switch, and I try it. That's it. The facility where Lively was kept. A lab. Not unlike the one I encountered in Alaska, but where that place was pristine. This is something from a horror movie. Burned bodies, but also two deceased who were stabbed and sliced. The blood on the walls. Some equipment is melted beyond recognition. Scorch marks everywhere. Nausea kicks in. My god, this is a massacre. He enjoyed it too. The revenge on people treating him like a lab animal, a long gestating fantasy realized. Hearing Fulton go into profiling mode gives me confidence that he's not freaking out. Good. The lab appears to be the main chamber of the hidden facility. A number of closed doors line the wall, and one corridor leading to an open door blocked by two blistered, pained bodies. There's an office beyond. but the dead are in the way. Fulton, give me a hand. With that? Okay. We glove up and feel around for the best way to move them. With my head inches from the charred remains, I turn away. Pulling the top body reveals that their flesh has been fused together by the heat. Fulton grabs one leg and the bottom corpse, and I wrap my hands around the back of the other's knee. We pull. We manage to slide them out of the way. As we do, the top body's weight causes it to fall back, tearing skin off the other victim. Oh man, that's gross. I hope this is worth it. Lightweight. Don't tell me you're gonna throw up. I don't think anyone would blame me if I did, would we? Yeah, thanks. I'll see if anything is useful in there. I remove my soot-covered gloves and replace them as I step inside the office. There are 2 desks, some cabinets, and little else. The room is disheveled, with scorch marks on the far concrete wall. Otherwise, it's intact. The computer on the desk in front of the scorch wall still works. There's something on the screen. I sit down and check it out. The active window is a data file with information I can't make heads or tails of. I minimize it and look at the desktop. One file name catches my eye. RJJProposal.doc. I open it. The document details an idea for something called forced genetic fusion. It suggests it's combining different cell types, I think. Most of it's gibberish to me. I take note of the name of the document's author. Rasmus J. Johansson. I look down and I'm happy to find a thumb drive in one of the ports. I had a bunch of the relevant-looking files to whatever's on it. While it's copying files, I take a look at what Scorch Marks is about, and I'm saddened by what I find. There's a single body burned beyond recognition. From the size and shape, I can see it was an adult woman. She must have been hiding back there when Lively got free, but he eventually found her. She must have felt very much alone. Convinced there's nothing in here to help us find Lively, I eject the thumb drive and leave. On the way out of the lab, I notice another thumb drive on the floor. This one has a blue smiley sticker on it. I take it as well. Fulton stands near a tilted surgical table where 2 stabbed victims lie. These 2 were first. Lively got free, grabbed a scalpel, stabbed one in the jugular, continuing from there. The other one, he used a bone saw. I think Lively was kidding about the punishing trick experiments. What a thing to go through. I can't imagine. Yeah, he must have gone through some pain and agony like a few people ever have. Tough to even think about it. Don't try to. Just think of it all as puzzle pieces. Fulton gloves up and inspects the table. Calm and cool, like a doctor performing a checkup. The thing has a retractable metal straps. No way to control them here. Looks like the table's hooked up to that computer terminal. Now we know that the magic bullets freed him. They had to know he'd kill these people. I don't correct Fulton by saying that it was allegedly the act of one of the magic bullets. It's hard to separate any of them from these crimes, even Hay. I try a door, it's locked. I shine my light into the observation window and peer inside. It looks like a prison cell was converted into a private ICU room. Same here. This one's lined with some kind of insulation. Fireproofing, maybe. I thought I read he can't make his own fires. Maybe they were just being extra cautious? They kept more than one person here for experiments. Dexter, what the hell is this? Yeah, it feels like the lab in Alaska. I think it's either military or someone developing for the military. Like, MK Ultra for the CIA, but this was mind control, or that was mind control, remote viewing. This was something monstrous. So some of those bodies might be other lab subjects. Wait a second. Fulton, what is it? What are you thinking? Fulton hurries back to what we think was Lively's holding cell and flings the door open. Call Skinner. Tell him we need backup now. I hit the speed dial, no service. I can't get a signal down here. What's going on? He's not in here. Fulton rushes by me towards the stairs. There's food. Water. He's been living here. I'll get topside and... Fulton freezes at the doorway and steps back. Carefully, past him, a flickering glow blooms from above. It's Lively. He's come home. Without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head on description below. Links to social media, Discord, a few links to support me and my content. One more chapter of X-Files. It's depressing. Especially depressing to know it's all coming to an end. Anyway, without further ado, thanks for watching. Catch you all in the next video. Peace.